Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Talking eBay. Appreciate you tuning into this episode. Today is January 7th, 2024. Happy New Year, everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope your holiday was awesome. Hope your fourth quarter was great. And let's look forward to 2024. So let's talk about 2024. What do we expect? Well, I think it's going to be a good year, like I said before in the last podcast. I think it's going to be a very prosperous year. I think we're going to have a lot of opportunity out there. There's going to be a lot of different things available as far as sourcing. So get out there, find your stuff, and definitely, like I said in the last podcast, I know it's wintertime in a lot of places in the country, but you definitely can find things online. Definitely look online. Look on Facebook, look on Craigslist, look on WhatsApp, all these so many different apps out there. So definitely do your due diligence, take a look out there and make your best deals. That's what it's about. Making the best deal, that's what it's, as far as you always make your money on the buy. So I hope you heard that before. That's really true. That's why Walmart's so successful. All these people like that, these big places, they just buy right. You buy right, you can always put things on sale and sell things even less money and still make a little bit less money, but you're still making money. Like TJ Maxx and Marshalls and all those places, they buy right. They buy everything really, really inexpensive. So when you see those clearances, you think they're making no money. Believe me, they're making money. And you can make money on them too, by the way. That's another thing. We used to source a lot in TJ Maxx and Marshalls and all these little stores and Aldi's and all these different stores that you have around, even Aldi's and food. You can flip food. If you ever tried in going into Ollie's in the south part of Florida, that area down there, there's Ollie's. There's all different little discount stores that you can actually purchase different things on and actually flip them. So that's another really cool idea for you. So if you're in stores and you're looking around, look at the options. Look around the store. See what they have. You never know what you find. Years ago, we used to have a store up we're in New England called Bob's Discount. That was very popular. And also Building 19. Now, if you guys remember Building 19, if you're familiar, if you're in this area, used to have all kinds of awesome stuff. Really cool, different stuff that they would buy clearance, buy closeouts, and they would just actually sell them really cheap. And you can make a lot of money. They had all kinds of brass items, big brass back in the day in the 90s and 2000s. I mean, you can get all kinds of cool stuff. They used to buy out shows and different things. So the idea behind this conversation is that there's always something to buy. Don't feel like you just don't have an option. You do. So how did you do on eBay this week? Well, let's go over some of my things that I sold this week. Let me just pull up my app real quick here, and I'm just going to talk to you about what I sold and some things that I sourced this week, which is really cool. So this week was okay. It's been slowing down a little bit. I'm sure you've noticed that as well if you're on eBay. A little bit slowing down. This the second and third week of January, kind of like people are like, oh, they're getting their bills. Things are slowing down. I know it's the first week of January, but they're already thinking it's the kids are back in school. They know their credit card bill is coming, and they're just kind of like slowing down the spending. So we sold some unusual things. I sold an old antique collecting box, a little metal tin box. I sold that for $150. I sold a pair of shoes. Ahead, and been around. It's been around a little while. These pair of shoes. I found these shoes at a thrift store, listed them for $30, and got the $30. So shoes sell. If it was in good condition, and an old pair of Perry Ellis slim pants, straight leg pants. They're in good condition, and those sold for $12. And these are all plus shipping. I don't usually give free shipping. That was this weekend. So far. So, I mean, you can sell. There's always something to buy. Let me just see what else I have here to report to you. Let me just take a look at my numbers real quick. And let's see here. What else did I sell? Let me look here real quickly. I sold an old watch. I like to buy some watches. I buy a lot of lots. And I fixed them, and I put batteries in them, and I sold an Accutron Star Wars watch for $15 plus $6 shipping. An old Gadzooks Y2K. What that means, Y2K, it's something in the 2000s. That's really popular with the kids, so keep your eyes open on Y2K items. Another good tip for you. And you search eBay, search sold items, put in Y2K, and you'll be surprised what comes up. So that'll give you some ideas and give you a hint of different things that are Y2K. Okay, anything in the 2000s are very popular. It was only like $10, but so what? There's a lot of things out there that are worth a lot of money. If you have any old vintage T-shirts that maybe you went to Disney with in the 80s or 90s, I just sold one maybe a few months ago for $125. Yes, you heard that right, $125 for an old t-shirt that's Disney. It's made in USA, it's old, and people collect that stuff. So those are the things. Look in your closet. My wife was looking in the closet one day. She goes, look at this old, it was, Saved by the Bell. Remember Saved by the Bell? I don't know if you remember that show. It was that girl, I forget her, Kelly, whatever. And I think we got like $90 for that shirt. It was an original Saved by the Bell t-shirt. And so that's food for thought. Think outside the box. Sold an old watch, sold some old bags, a pair of, some springs, sold an old book. I had an old book. Old books do sell for $75. That sold, and so on. So yes, so you can see you can sell a lot of different things on eBay. Puka shells. Puka shells are really popular. Remember back in the day. But the real puka shells, not the cheap ones. I mean, not the knockoff plastic ones. I got $40 for those. They were real Hawaiian spotted tiger, which is the keyword, puka shell. So you got to put the right keywords in as well to get the right sales, to get the right dollars. You have to remember that as well. So that was just pretty much what I had this week. How was your week? Hope you had a lot of sales. Hope you made a lot of money. And you know what? And if you didn't, it's okay, because it's all about time. It takes time. I have 1,100 items on in my store. And I told you in the past that you need to have some inventory on there to get some momentum. And it doesn't matter what you are doing. I don't care if you're making YouTube videos, if you're on eBay, if you're doing podcasting. You need to be consistent, and you need to keep posting items, posting podcasts, making videos, whatever you're doing. It's all about consistency. Social media is no different than eBay's social media, believe it or not. So the more you do, the more you get viewed. And I think eBay is going to that. I think it is. I really believe that. Someone told me this the other day, that eBay is using the algorithm as a momentum driver. So let's say, for instance, you're listing 5-6 items every single day. You're going to get sales, because you're going to see that eBay is going to pick you up and say, oh, this person's listing a lot. We're going to keep pushing them more up into the algorithm. Now, you hear about this algorithm all the time with YouTube and different platforms, and if you're on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, they all use algorithms. So sometimes the more you view things, think about this, the more things you watch online, the more they're going to keep showing you that item. So if you're looking up, so if you keep listing, people are going to they reverse that. So they're saying, this person's constantly listing, we're going to show them more of his items. So that's kind of how that's working. And I think that's true, because every time I sit down and do a listing for the week, I notice more sales. If I stop listing for a week and take a break, there's no sales. And that's really what's happening. It's weird. So, or you ever had this happen to you, and you pick up an item and then it sells the next day, and you say to yourself, man, I just picked that up the other day. It's like, is that like, what's happening? Is the phone listening to you? Is somebody listening to what you're saying? That is just really the truth. Does that happen to you? I'm sure it has. It happened to me many, many times. So, or if you say something, a conversation in your house, then all of a sudden it's coming into your Google feed. Who's listening? It's all about the algorithm. It's all about the outside forces listening to what you say, what you type, and what you're doing. And that's the scary part of what's happening with today, especially with AI. AI freaks me out altogether. I mean, I've been using AI a little bit. eBay has an AI feature. I told you that in my last podcast, and it's kind of freaky. It's too much. I think it's just like it's over indulging it's just too much. It's like, in the description area, it's like writing a whole story. If I'm saying I'm selling a Nikon camera, it'll say, oh, beautiful Nikon camera built in 1980. And it goes into this whole story, and people don't read stories, and eBay tells us that. It tells us to keep it simple, keep it quick, and keep it to the point. People, I don't have time. It's stupid. Now, I'm not sure if this happens to you or not, but when I've listed things on eBay, I've got a question. I'll get someone and send me a question. They'll say, oh, what size is that ring? I'm saying to myself, geez, did I forget to put the size in? I look at the listing, it says size 7 ring. I said, they don't even read the listing. It's like, come on, read the damn listing. It's right there. And then I put a picture of it in the actual listing itself. And then I show it with the ruler. And then I show it with the ring sizer. The people are lazy. Nobody looks, nobody reads, nobody cares. They just want you to do all the work for them. And I'll go back to them. I'll tell them the size, because I don't want them to, just in case, maybe they didn't see it in the listing. It's possible. I don't know. So, the idea is that you just can't let AI do everything. You got to kind of look at things it's yourself and say, okay, how am I going to put this together, and how am I going to sell this item? And I think the AI is a little bit overkill, so I don't use it anymore. I didn't like the way it was doing it. My wife was saying to me, I think it's becoming a story. People aren't reading the story. They want to know the facts. what color, what size, what does it do, does it work, things like that, right? I mean, the soup and nuts, the nuts and bolts of what you're selling. Don't go into a whole story. I think eBay is going down the wrong path with this, personally, and hopefully they'll have another live. Maybe they'll come back with a live conference, eBay Open. Hopefully it'll be live this year in Las Vegas. I'm hoping, keeping my fingers crossed. It's great online, and the virtual thing is cool, but it's nothing like being in person and being live and meeting all you people live at these events and talking to you. And that socialization is what we need, and that's what's missing right now with the eBay family. Now, if you ever been to an eBay event, you know what I'm talking about. It's like, meeting people. Remember, we used to meet with Griff years ago. He's the original OG for eBay. He used to be at all the events, and then we had all different people there. And it was really cool to get down and talk with everybody and just discuss what's going on and sit down and just like, oh, hey, Griff, how's it going? My daughter's getting married. How are you doing? And things like that. The socialization is missing. It's important to have. I think it's great to have the online thing. I think you can do the hybrid. I think you can have an online version and you can have a live version. And I think you can do both, because not everybody can get everywhere all the time. So that's really my thought process on that. Okay, so now let's try to change the subject a little bit. I want to talk to you about shipping. I know I don't know if you heard, but the shipping rates are going up again with the post office. So I've been using Ground Advantage for quite a while, and I'm not sure if they're going up, but I think they all are going up across the board. I'm looking at online here. I'm looking at an article. It says the USPS Ground Advantage is going up, unfortunately, 5.4%. Priority Mail is going up 5.7%, and Priority Mail Express is going up 5.9%. So I've been using it for quite a while, and the Ground Advantage, the reason why I've been using it is because it's been the cheapest option. Obviously, they've been very aggressive with their pricing. I really haven't been shipping at all Priority Mail anymore, honestly. Everything's coming up as Ground Advantage. So if you're shipping with eBay, you'll see that coming up as an option. You'll see the different options that are available. And Ground Advantage, Priority Mail, First Class, all these different things come up. And the Ground Advantage keeps coming up as the winner. So every time we ship something, I would say 90% of it's Ground Advantage. So it's going up to 5.4%. So what does that mean for you? Well, that pretty much means that you're going to be paying a little bit more money, right? That's what that means. But still, I still think it's less expensive than FedEx and UPS and those other guys, because they just are. So they're doing a good job. I've had no issues at all, anything getting lost. I've had no issues really, any breakage at all. I did have one CD. Guy got back to me. It was really, really nice. I had shipped out a package to, I think it was the UK. It was a CD, a brand new CD, and he got it. He got the email. I got the message, and I hate when you ever get those messages like, oh, something's wrong, right? And he said, oh, I got the CD. Unfortunately, it came in a million pieces. Somebody opened it up, and just something happened to it. I called eBay, he said, which is very unusual. This is unusual. So maybe he's a seller. I called eBay and explained it really wasn't your fault. He packed it right, and eBay just took care of it. Gave him a full refund. So we did ship that with Ground Advantage. It was international shipping with eBay. And it wasn't through the international program, but it was ground shipping through eBay. International shipping, I mean. So they took care of it. So eBay just took care of it, took care of the customer, and that's why eBay is so cool. Sometimes they do step up and do that. When you ship something like that with eBay, they'll take care of it. So that's great news. So how are you shipping your items? Are you using Ground Advantage? Let me know. Leave some comments. Let me know if you're enjoying this podcast. Also, if you have any questions at all, and if you want to shout out to me, just go ahead and send an email to me to talkingebay23@gmail.com. Again, that's talkingebay23@gmail.com. And I'll be glad to answer all the questions. I'll give you a shout out. We had a guy that last week sent me a question. I gave him a shout out. He was a really beautiful email I received. And I do appreciate him listening into the podcast as well. So the reason why you listen to this podcast is to get some information, to get an education, and to get motivated, because I want to motivate you to sell on eBay. There is no reason why you shouldn't sell. Even though shipping, everybody says, oh, this is too expensive to ship things. It's too hard. It's not hard. It is expensive to ship things. You just have to work them in. That's why I charge for shipping. I don't offer free shipping. I don't do that. I always charge. I use the eBay shipping calculator like you should be doing, okay? And pricing things correctly and making $1 or $2 more on the shipping. The reason why you do that is because it's your time, your energy, your packaging, and your box, and so forth. So you have to pay for those things. It isn't free. Okay. So for instance, if something, it costs me, I'll use the eBay calculator, and I'll say something is like $8, I'll charge $10, $9.99. And I've never had a customer say to me, really, ever, oh, you're overcharging me. No one ever does that, because they know shipping's expensive. You're not charging like $50 or not $20. You're only charging really a reasonable rate. So look at the eBay shipping calculator. Make sure you're shipping correctly, because if you don't, you'll end up overpaying, and that won't be good for your bottom line. So that's really important. So Ground Advantage, how is it working for you? I think it's working really, really well for me. I had no issues at all. Like I said, it comes out beautiful. The shipping rates are really reasonable. I mean, I'm shipping across the country for like $8, $10. I mean, even if it's really heavy, they're really doing a good job. They're putting a dent in the shipping market, and I think that was the idea behind the Ground Advantage. They were trying to get some. They don't use air. They're using ground transportation. So ground transportation is pretty good today. I mean, they're getting things across the country less than 3 days. It's pretty amazing how fast they're moving the mail almost as fast as the air. I mean, it really is pretty fast. I mean, priority mail is 1 to 3 days. Ground is, I think, 3 to 5 days. I mean, it's still not a bad deal. I mean, you save a lot of money. Everything, I look at priority mail and I'm saying, well, priority mail is like 12 or 18, no, like $12 to $14 for ground. For priority mail, and then Ground Advantage is like $8. It's like half. So it's a no-brainer. And the customer has had not one complaint yet since I've been doing the Ground Advantage and saying, oh, this took too long to get here. No way. It's getting there in 2, 3, 4 days max anywhere in the country. It's getting there pretty quickly. I mean, yes, it's not overnight like, Amazon, but no one's complaining, and no one's complaining that they're paying for shipping, and no one's complaining that's getting Ground Advantage. So the 5.4% increase is really not a big deal. So I think it's okay. I think they're doing a great job at the post office. I think, my local post office guy that I deal with every single day, he's a cool guy. He's always funny. He's got a good personality. We always talk, and he's just, what are you doing today? What are you doing tomorrow? He's always in, it's just nice. It's just a great service. So I think the post office is doing a great job. And I think they're competing quite well with the heavier and packages and the larger packages. Priority mail is still a good service, but not as, I think the Ground Advantage is working well. So no issues with that whatsoever. Now, if you want to learn how to do all these different things that I'm talking about, check out my YouTube channel, Talking eBay on YouTube. That's where it is. Just Google it, Talking eBay on YouTube. Just Talking eBay YouTube, and you'll come right up. You'll see that. Go ahead and go to that channel. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share that channel. It helps me out quite a bit on the algorithm. That really helps me. Appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. So if you can help me with that, that's all I ask for payment. For educating you and giving you information and motivating you. That's all I ask. And also, if you listen to this podcast, make sure you leave a review, like it, subscribe to this wherever you're listening to on this podcast, and I would really appreciate it as well. That does help me as well with the algorithm. So the more you help me do this, the more I can help you continue to learn eBay. So if you have any other, like I said, and also send me an email, so talkingebay23@gmail.com, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. Also leave a question on my YouTube channel, and I respond to every single one of them. So what is your plan in 2024? What are you going to do? Are you just going to sit there? Are you just going to let someone else do all the work, make all the money? No, you're going to do it this time. You're going to get up and you're going to make sure it happens. You're going to list it. You're going to sell it. You're going to ship it to Ground Advantage. You're going to make the money. And you got to really do it. You're going to do well. I have a lot of confidence in you. And if you have any questions, like I said, I'll be glad to help you and walk you through and hold your hand if necessary, because you know what? It's not that difficult. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. It's really not that difficult to do. Now, eBay is there to help you now. If you need to reach out to eBay, there is a platform. You can go on there into the portal, go under the help section there. Then you click down and you can just send an email, or I think they even have a chat possibly. I have not used the chat too often, but I think they do have a chat. Or you can just reach out to them with an email, and they'll get right back to you. They're pretty good, and they call you back. Actually, there's actually a number that they can give you a call back on, which is cool, and that really works well. And a lot of the people are international that do call you back, and they do know what they're doing. I have a special number that I do use myself, and I get people who are usually in California or in the USA, and they always are very helpful as well. Sometimes they're not, but most of the time they are. Listen, eBay's not perfect, and I'm not going to say they are. Nobody is, and that includes eBay. So, I've had issues in the past, and I've had some problems, and you will, because that's just the way it is when you have a business. You will have problems. That's just a natural way things work in business. So you'll have some problems. Some things get damaged, things will happen, and you'll have to take care of the customer. It's super important that you keep your feedback as good as possible. It's really important. That feedback is the only thing that someone has between a communication between you and their product is really your feedback, right? That's all they really have to judge you by. Really nothing else, honestly, if you think about that. I've been doing more videos. On my products. I've been really focusing on doing videos that are really specific to items that have to be described or demonstrated. And that's been really doing very well. I've noticed a conversion rate a little bit higher with my videos with my listings with videos on them. I think it's a good thing. If you're not sure how to do that, go to my Talking eBay website, the Talking eBay on YouTube, and you'll see how to do that. I walk you through that. Just search for that. It's right there. I'll teach you how to do it. You use your phone. It's super easy. Good photos, super easy. Use a photo booth. If you don't have one, get one. They're not expensive, and it's really what you have. That is your only connection to the customer, is what you say, what you show, and how you present it. So if your images are blurry, if you don't give a good description, if you don't have a good video of something that has a video, people are just not going to buy it. They're going to go to the next one. People will pay more money for more information. Now think about that. People will pay more money for more information. That's very clear. Look at QVC, look at the home shopping. They're on 24 hours a day. They talk until you buy that item. They talk you into buying that stuff. Why? They build confidence within the conversation. They build brand recognition. They build that communication. They build a loyalty to the person because they're talking to them so much. That's what that is. That's that threshold. Once they break that threshold, you're going to buy that item. And it's happened to me. Listen, you're watching this cooker, the slow cooker, and you're watching the slow cooker. And after about 3 hours, you're buying the damn slow cooker. I don't care who you are. Yeah, buying that slow cooker. I've had it happen to me. It's like, it's ridiculous. I don't want the slow cooker, but they talked so long. It's like, oh, I know this guy. He's a great guy. I'm going to buy this slow cooker. So it's really about that, right? It's about connections, it's about people, and it's really about that. It's not about the product. People think it's about, oh, I bought this product. No, you bought somebody who you trusted. It's the person. It's the connection. That's where the transfer happens. That's when that whole thing happens. The magic of a sale. So if you can transfer that information, or if you can, give that information either by photos or description or a video, that's where you're going to really have the best success. And I've noticed that a lot with products I have. I have some different products, older products, something that's old and antique and things like that. And I'll demonstrate it and I'll show them, this is where it is. Here's some scratches. I just want to show you everything. It does work. It powers on. This is what it looks like. This is how you open it, things like that. So what happens is that they're watching this video, they're becoming engaged. And now they know it opens, it works, it tested. You can see it, you can hear it. You're hearing the person. You don't have to be on camera. You can just show it. That's called talking hands. You can just show it with your hands, and you don't have to be on camera. So don't worry about that. And you just discuss what you have. And then before you know it, that person is going to feel comfortable. They're going to feel confident, and they're going to purchase your item. It happens over and over and over. And that is basically what's going on with what I think in the future of shopping is going to be. We call them shoppable videos. Now that's a terminology that's fairly new. Shopping videos, about TikTok, they have a TikTok shop. What is that? Shoppable videos. Amazon, when you go online looking at videos, you're looking at reviews. What do you see? Videos? That's shoppable videos. When you see advertisings with YouTube and you see advertisings going, those are all shoppable. It's all about content. It's all about communication. It's all about that the whole, I wouldn't say to break the barrier, but to get that sale, they want you to be comfortable. And comfortable is really where you want to try to do with eBay. You want to make good photos, good description, and if you can, do video. Video is really like one of the key things I think it's going to be in the future. So get comfortable with that. Do it now. That way, when it happens, you won't feel, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how to do a video. You don't need to be on camera. Number one, you don't need a microphone. The phone works fine. You don't need a wireless. You don't need any of that stuff. Honestly, you really don't. What you do need is a good light. You need good lighting, a half-decent iPhone, and just a good communication skill, okay? Talk clearly, describe it properly, and give the features and benefits. It's all about the features and benefits. Don't over-embellish. Don't oversell it. Don't lie and say it works when it doesn't. And then people will trust you, and they will come back to you and buy you more items. They'll buy more items. They'll come back and say, oh, do you have any more of these? Or I'm looking for something else. You have this. So now you're building up a rapport. You're building up trust. Okay, there's always that. They always call that with eBay was trust, right? Trust and safety. If you hear that term, if you never did, that's what eBay really was a big deal on, trust and safety. Trust means they trust you, and safety means the customer can feel safe. That's trust and safety. So that was a big deal, and with eBay, and now it's just transferring into you're going to really present the trust and safety. Right? They're going to trust you. They're going to show you. You got to be honest with them, and that's the trust and safety. And I think that's where it's going. So shoppable videos is coming along. eBay talked about doing live. You know how everyone's doing these live things now? Everybody has a live. TikTok does live. Everyone's doing live. And eBay talked about doing a live last year. Now, I'm not sure what happened to that program. They talk about doing something and they don't do it, and it really frustrates me. That's why it's so frustrating sometimes. You can hear it in my voice. They talk about doing live, which means basically you can take your store. This is what they were talking about. This was the idea behind it, taking your store, online store, and then taking that and putting it into a carousel similar, and then you could talk about those items online, and they can actually buy them live. Now, think about that. Now, if you're comfortable on camera and you want to be on camera, and think about this, you can do some huge conversions, right? If you're doing like a show of electronics, let's say, and you have 20 items in your electronic show, and you're talking about this camera and that camera, and I'm going to throw in a battery, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Before you know it, your sales are clicking through. And eBay's missing the boat with this. They should be doing this. I don't know why. Someone told me it's in beta somewhere. Someone has it. I don't know who. I don't really know who. If you have it, let me know. Send me an email, will you? I want to know if it's working. So send me an email to talkingebay23@gmail. Let me know if this is working for you, because if it is, it's something that it should be implemented for everybody. There's no reason. It's already out there. It's not like it's a secret. Everyone's doing it. Come on. Poshmark's doing it live. TikTok's doing it live. Instagram has live. Facebook has live. Come on. Let's get together with this and get live with this, okay? Because I think this is a huge opportunity, especially with eBay, because you have that trust and safety in place. That's really the key factor. Once you have trust and safety in place, now you have the sales behind it. And what happens, you're going to get conversion. And that's what it's about. When you're selling an item, it's about conversion. People want to feel comfortable. They want to feel safe. That's why when you buy something in a store and you know you can return it, you say, well, I'll buy this. If I don't like it, I can always return it. That's why we belong to Costco. I'm not sure if you belong to Costco or not, but we do. And we love Costco because if you buy something in Costco, it's an endless return policy, except for electronics. I know it's 90 days. I know TVs. I know, don't send me an email. I know all about that stuff. But everything else is pretty much unlimited return policy. I just returned a couple of hard drives that died on me from like 4 years ago. I returned them. I got $400 back. I got all my money back. No box, no nothing. Here you go. Here's my card. They looked it up and boom, I got a refund. Trust and safety. I trust Costco. I'll pay more money in Costco for an item because I know I can trust them, and I know I'm safe with them. Trust and safety. And that's what it is. So I will pay more every single time. If it's in Costco, I'll buy it first. I don't care if it's cheaper on Amazon. I don't care where it is. Because after 90 days with Amazon, it's a conversation back and forth. I got to talk to somebody. You don't have that with Costco. It's easy, right? So it removes all that friction. Friction is another big word, so you don't have that friction. So eBay, you want that from eBay. You want to make customers happy. That's why I have a 60-day return policy. You should too. What that does is boosts your sales rank higher. It gives you your rank for your listings will be placed higher in the search field when you offer 60 days versus 30 days. So definitely offer a longer return policy. No one's ever returned anything 31 days later. They just don't. Either they're going to return it right away or they're not going to return it at all. Usually that's how it works. And if it does happen once in a blue moon, it's okay because you do offer a return policy. I've had many customers say, complain about something. I say, you have a return policy. Oh, I didn't realize it. Yeah, just return it. No problem. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm going to resell that item as long as it comes back in the condition I sold it in. And it was that's why you do photos and so forth. I have no problem taking things back, and you shouldn't either. That is part of business. Now, so what you want to do is you want to achieve that goal. Now, for your homework for this season is to list something on eBay. A lot of people just listen to these podcasts and do it and then forget. I don't want you to forget. I want you to get up. I want you to make an account if you don't have one. And I want you to do some research, a little bit of research. It's pretty much drag and drop of the photos. It's a quick quick description. You don't have to get into detail. You can just say, if you're selling a red pair of sneakers, say red pair of sneakers, size 7, show the photos, and if there's any rips, just tell them. That's all you have to do. It's not rocket science. It's super easy, okay? And just list it. Okay, I don't care. Take 4 photos. Okay, front, back, side. Show the heels, show the soles, whatever. Show everything and describe it. A little bit, not crazy. You don't need to do a video for that. You don't need that. So just list something. There's always something in your house. Look around your house. Look at the old t-shirts like I told you. I'm serious. Go in your closet now and look in your wife's closet or your closet and see if you have any old Disney shirts from 20 years ago and look them up online. You're going to be shocked. I'm serious. Look up the listings, go to sold, and look at highest first. You're going to be blown away. Put in Y2K and do that. You'll be blown away. There's so much money out there that's sitting in your closet. It's ridiculous. So don't let it go to waste. Do it now. A lot of people are just afraid. I don't know how to sell. I never did this before. Because we're trained not to. We are brought up not to be entrepreneurs. We are brought up to be 9-to-5ers. We are all brought up, and me too, we're all brought up to work for somebody else. Work for the man, work for whoever. You know what? Do it for yourself. It's time. There's nothing wrong with giving yourself a shot. I didn't say quit your job. I didn't say do that. Just make it happen. It's not that difficult. It's not hard. You can do it. And do some research. Look on eBay. Feel comfortable with the platform. Look at some other listings. See what things are selling for. Use your phone. Take a few photos. Do the listing and learn how to do it. Do some shipping. If you're not sure, eBay will help you through it. If you're not sure, send me an email and I'll help you through it. And we can do this together. You can do it. There's no reason why you can't list something in your home. And eBay makes it all possible for you today. So once you learn how to do that, you'll continue growing more. You'll be listing more. You'll make some money. You'll build up confidence. You'll build up just a good feeling inside. They say, I am doing this. I'm making it happen, and I'm making money. And that's what it's all about. So that's what I want to leave you with today. I hope you had a great holiday season. Again, Happy New Year to everybody. 2024 is going to be good. It's going to be great. And I think it's going to be a really good year this year. I know it's an election year. It's going to be a funky year with that whole thing with the election thing. And I don't get into politics ever. It is what it is. And however it rolls, it rolls. And that's all I have to say about that. So let's just enjoy what we have. Enjoy the family. Enjoy your friends. And make some money. And that's what it's about. So don't be afraid. Do it. Make it happen. I got a lot of people who, they just don't take the first step. Take the first step. Be an entrepreneur. Take a chance and grow your business and learn how to do it. And I appreciate your time as always. If you have any questions at all, just reach out to me at talkingebay23@gmail.com. And then also don't forget my YouTube channel, Talking eBay. I do appreciate that as well. If you're enjoying my podcast and my content here, I appreciate it. If you want to support me, there is a support link at the bottom of these podcasts. I do appreciate that. Anything you do send me, it goes into the channel, it goes into the podcast, and continue making more content so you can be educated and learn how to do these as well. I appreciate it as always. And don't forget, we will have another episode coming up next week or so. I'm doing another podcast, and we're going to continue growing and continue going on forward. Appreciate your time as always. Happy New Year, and I'll see you at the next podcast. Just want to take a moment here to thank you all for listening to this podcast. If you want to reach out to us regarding a sponsorship or to be on the show, the email address is talkingebay23@gmail.com. Again, talkingebay23@gmail.com. Also, check out our YouTube channel, Talking eBay on YouTube. We have tons of content on there for you to learn and to listen to, as well as all types of tutorials. Appreciate your time. Let's get back to the show.